Maybe you're thinking logically, well, she loves her grandpa. I had a fantastic grandpa. I get that. I should mention she comes from a very long line of the Swedish Freemasons.
For years, Erika Kirk was presented as the all-American Christian girl from Scottsdale. Then Candace Owens surfaced what she described as receipts, and a leaked DNA trail suddenly seemed to connect the dots in a very different way. What looked like a few scattered family rumors started to take on a darker tone when hidden bloodline claims appeared online, linking Erika to the Rothschild name through the Rothstein line, and even pulling Ellen DeGeneres into the same conversation. Once those alleged connections began lining up, her carefully built public image no longer looked like simple reinvention. Instead, some viewers argued it began to look like a legacy that was never meant to be traced. And when you look at how deep the threads are said to run, one question keeps coming back. How much of this story was hidden on purpose? Before going deeper, it helps to rewind for a moment. Old photos and video clips show Erika speaking about her family lineage. Then the family trail started getting attention, and the whole picture shifted. People tracing her mother's side online pointed to repeated links with the Rothstein name, a line that has long been tied in public discussion to influence, financial strategies, and carefully obscured histories. What began as scattered questions on social media turned more serious when those threads appeared to point toward one of the most discussed families in history.
Hi, I'm JT Massey. I am 25 years old from Chattanooga, Tennessee. I'm a minor league baseball player with the Colorado Rockies, and I'm going to be racing with my girlfriend.
Hi, I'm Erika Franzwey. I'm 25 years old from Scottsdale, Arizona, and I currently live in Venice, California.
So March 1st, we went on our first date.
Well, I got it wrong because I thought it was the day before, and I called him and I was like, hi, so I'm going to be running late for our date. And he's like, actually, it's tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm sitting at dinner with my dad in Arizona, and I'm like, did I mess up the date or what? End up standing up from the table to call her, and she messed up the date.
I did, so we went to Maggiano's.
Yeah, it worked out.
The Candace then walked through the family map, name by name, pointing to cousin Nicole Rothstein, the New York roommate, whose background seemed to reflect clear financial privilege. After that, she brought up Uncle Alan Rothstein, whose reported business activity and property ownership sparked more questions online about how that kind of wealth may have been built without much public visibility. Looking even farther back, the discussion pulled in names like Jack David Solomon and older Rothstein family ties, including the well-known Arnold Rothstein, who is often referenced in public history for his alleged role in high-stakes manipulation. From there, Candace shifted to Erika's high school photos and started talking about her family, including Kent and her stepfather, Larry Guinta, adding another layer to the story people were already dissecting.
Also, something she fails to mention is that even if you removed Kent, Erika was raised with her stepfather in her home, a man named Larry Guinta. In her high school yearbook, actually, Kent is included, her father, biological father, in a collage, and so are his parents, her grandparents, Carl and Elaine. So we can reasonably assume that her father was in her life. We can also assume, and I find that now to be very strange, weird, that she would be looking for a job in politics at the exact same time that she apparently received her New York real estate license. Yeah. So October 2018 is when they began dating in earnest. That is the very month that Erika receives her New York real estate license. She begins dating Charlie Kirk. I'm going to show you that. Here is her license, and I'm going to show you how you figure this out. This is a snapshot. You can see it says this real estate license is valid until October 24th, 2020. In New York, your real estate license lasts for 2 years. Think of it like a driver's license. You have to get that license renewed, and it's every 2 years. So if it expired in October 24th, 2020, that means that she received her real estate license, we can assume, on October 24th, 2018.
The leaked DNA details made the picture much harder for people to brush off. Once those markers were said to line up with known Rothschild family branches through the Rothstein variations, the story no longer looked like random ancestry. To some viewers, it started to seem like there may have been a deliberate gap between Erika's public image and her real family background. That is why people kept asking why so much of that side of the family stayed out of view, while the polished Scottsdale narrative stayed front and center. The question gained even more weight when Ellen DeGeneres entered the conversation, because if those bloodline ties are accurate, the shared access and behavior patterns between Erika and Ellen may not feel so surprising. Both women move in elite circles that open doors most people never get near. Ellen's name has been tied for years, in online discussions, to Epstein-related conversations, with resurfaced links to Diddy parties, tightly controlled environments, and speculation about possible facilitation roles similar to others in those circles. Candace then brought up Erika's Romanian project, which she said had alleged links to Cornell Butchell, who was later sued over claims involving moving young individuals. That is exactly why the reaction online kept growing, because for a lot of viewers, this was never just about one person's background. It was about the bigger pattern people thought they were seeing. Once the family names, the leaked material, and the disputed connections all got mixed together, the conversation stopped feeling like casual gossip and started sounding like a much larger web that some people believed had been kept out of public view. At the same time, critics were careful to point out that none of these claims have been officially confirmed in the way internet speculation often makes it sound. Supporters and skeptics alike were now looking at the same fragments, just drawing very different conclusions from them. And that divide is what gave the story so much momentum, because every new detail, every old photo, every resurfaced connection seemed to pull the discussion even deeper into questions about image, access, and who gets protected by silence.
But she recently had a fall from grace because new information came to light about her being horrible to staff, horrible to contestants, and just not a nice person in general. Now, it's up to you what you want to believe, but this is just information that has come to light. There's a theory that all the elites in the world and everyone that's in the are related. Ellen DeGeneres has a very unusual family tree. So it says that she is a distant relative of Jane Seymour, who became the third wife of Henry VIII. She's also related to Amelia Earhart and a few other names there. She's also related to Kate Middleton.
Romanian Angels project in late 2012, early 2013, through to 2015. And obviously you have seen all the TikToks describing the scandal. And to explain that to you, just to kind of separate the myth from the facts of this, I'll tell you what the facts are. The facts are that Lori Francevy established the Everyday Heroes Foundation, which was supposed to help children in need. That was established in Arizona under Erika's mother's name, Lori Francevy. What they decided to do, as charities do, is that they develop certain projects and certain missions, and what spun out from Lori's charity was the Romanian Angels Project. And they got this deal with the military. They worked with the military in Romania to help orphans, okay? Now, it is a fact that they worked with, at that time, Colonel Otto Buscher. Colonel Otto Buscher was then accused of running a brothel with young children, taking them onto the military base for himself, his sexual needs. A woman filed in Romania and said, this is what's actually happening. These children are onto the base and they're being prostituted to military.
Hello, Sean Diddy Combs. How are you?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, thank you. Do you like being scared? I'm not going to scare you.
Yeah, don't do that.
No, I know. I'm not going to do it. I have to thank you because the last time you were here, you turned me on to Twitter. I knew nothing about Twitter, and now it is so much fun. I'm playing so many games, and I get to give things away and help people out.
Yeah, you get to connect to the people. You get to make sure that they know that you care about them, and it's also you get to hear how they feeling about certain situations. And you get the news quicker than the news gives it to you.
Yeah, no, it's great. So tell me about your birthday party. Am I invited?
Yes. Yes, you're definitely invited. I invite you to all my parties. You just haven't seemed to show up.
No, well, is it on the East Coast?
Yes.
Well, that's why. Why don't you have one here on the West Coast? Because I work all the time.
Okay, well, maybe I have one at your house.
Where's that? Now, what time would your party start, let's say?
Like 9:30.
Really? That early?
Yeah.
I could make that.
Yeah.
But I could think of you of starting a party at like midnight. Like, what time will it go till?
That's a different type of party, though.
Uh-huh.
It'll go from like 9:30 to like maybe 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock. And then, we have the top 2 floors of the hotel.
And then it will carry on there?
Yeah. Then No, I mean the after party.
No, I know about them. I'll listen to the music. I've heard that song, After Party. But that was at the Holiday Inn, I think. All right, so, and how old are your kids now? How many kids do you have?
I have 6.
6, and how old are they now? Well, you seem youthful. That's why they're
I'm
like,
youthful.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm fertile.
The timing of Ellen's move to England only made people feel even more uneasy. It happened just as more Epstein-related files were reportedly expected to surface, and online discussions quickly started asking, was that really just a coincidence? For Erika, commenters pointed to a similar pattern of access in her pre-Charlie days, with fashion circles, pageants, and networking events placing her around powerful names. When people try to connect the family background being discussed, that same comfort in elite spaces starts to look inherited to some viewers. Not accidental at all.
They're losing their minds.
She sounded so sincere, didn't she?
Very
she could
sincere.
Virtually choke on her words. But the best one for me is Ellen DeGeneres, who is, by the way, a very nasty person. I've had dealings with her in Australia.
Bit of
Could I
gossip.
tell you
Bit
some
of
stories
tea.
about that cow? But anyway, good riddance to her. But she was quite friendly with that P. Diddy bloke, wasn't she?
Well, this is why I say release the Diddy files.
Yeah.
Release the Diddy files. Come on, Donald Trump. We want to know whose name.
So maybe she's hightailing out of there before all that is thrown at her as well. But what a bunch of hypocrites.
Timing in my life is perfect for this opportunity. I'm at a great point, just career-wise, to be able to take on this type of endeavor. And I feel like I have something very unique to offer this whole experience in general. Like I said, I'm very coachable, I'm very trainable. And I'm the type of person that I don't need all the time in the world to get ready. If you say you got to be on a plane in a half hour and you have to pack your stuff and go, I'm on it. I'm kind of like a gypsy. I don't mind living out of a suitcase. I'm used to it, and that's something that I'm okay with. So traveling, I love it. I'm all for it. I'm up for anything. I want to learn. I want to be able to use this opportunity and harness all the things that I can learn from it and be able to just inspire people. Like, how cool of a chance it is to be able to work with Diane and her brand.
Giving advice to Turning Point, doing all of that at the same time, that's a struggle for me. I can't get there. I don't think she was doing that because I keep not being born yesterday. So hard not being born yesterday. Also, if we're asking questions, how is it that Erika is always so tied to Eastern Europe? Why is she just like kind of floating around? Just this girl from Ohio. How does she get linked to Romania and the United States Marines? And today, I should be clear, she presents it as though she was just sending gifts. That's kind of the new thing. Oh, I was just, helping to send Christmas gifts to kids in need in an orphanage. That was it. Organizing gifts being sent, which of course, again, the common sense, that would not require the support of the United States Marines. You can do that right now, today, team. Phone up someone in Romania and ask them for an address, and you can send gifts, right? It's expensive to ship. You could probably ground ship that. Her involvement was much more. How do I know? Well, because before the scandal broke and accusations of trafficking onto the military base, Erika used to claim that she was a bit more involved.
And then there's the detail that keeps resurfacing, the word pizza. At first, it sounds almost absurd in interviews, jokes, and repeated mentions tied to different celebrities. But when people went back through Epstein-related materials, they said it appeared hundreds of times in emails and conversations, often heavily redacted, and left without much context. That is why so many people began wondering whether it ever meant exactly what it sounded like, because the sheer frequency did not seem to line up with the simple explanation being offered. And that is exactly why the discussion would not die down, because once people start connecting scattered details, even ordinary-looking phrases begin to feel loaded. Online, viewers kept going back and forth over whether the repeated references were harmless, coded, or simply being read too much into. But the uncertainty itself became part of the intrigue. For supporters, the lack of clear explanation only made the questions louder. For skeptics, it was another reminder that internet theories can grow fast when people are working with fragments instead of full context. Still, the broader reaction showed something important. Public image can change in a hurry when old material resurfaces and people believe there may be more beneath the surface. And with each new thread, the conversation kept shifting from a single set of claims into a much bigger debate about who controls the story, what gets left out, and why certain names seem to stay at the center of it all.
Because I have this crazy idea that I will order pizza, and so if I do, I don't want it to go to waste. Who will eat pizza if I... Jennifer? Yes? Harrison?
Turning the Oscars into an everyone's invited dinner party with dinner.
What do you think? Guess what? Pizza's here. Hello. Come on down. Tomato sauce, we have cheese, we have different kinds. Who's hungry? Brad, Angie, yes? Okay. What kind do you want? Cheese, that's a cheese. Yeah. Julia wants cheese. Who's your favorite movie star? They're here. Well, who do you want to talk to? Oh, you know Julia Roberts? Have you seen it? Great. Okay, wait a minute, we're going to run out. Okay, great. Okay. Let's go on this side. Okay. Anybody? Leo?
Leo?
You gotta be hungry, no? Come on, somebody over here? Jared? Yeah, Jared. Jared Leto. He just won an Oscar. All right. Okay, here you go. Hey, by the way, Harrison, you said you wanted pizza? Okay. Karen? Yes? Oh, another pregnant.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Okay. You can tip him, right?
Sure, I'll take it.
Where's Harvey Weinstein? Harvey. Marty, you said you wanted some. Jonas? All right.
But they'll name 3 names for your lady parts.
Mini Moo, a JJ, and a pizza. When you're describing it to a child, the JJ is like, hey, and a pizza is like when someone's nasty.
Word.
Ellen's influence around younger talent added another layer that was hard for people to ignore. Portia de Rossi's remarks brought renewed attention to how some young stars, according to online discussion, seemed to change after moving through Ellen's circle. Justin Bieber was pushed into the spotlight at 13 and was often seen around much older, powerful figures, including Diddy connections that Ellen publicly supported. Jaden Smith, too, drew similar whispers, with some viewers saying his public image seemed to shift in ways that did not match the persona he had shown earlier.
I was kind of trying to run towards perfection and away from that lingering, nagging feeling that I just wasn't good enough. It's not just because I was struggling with my sexuality, it's because I was struggling with feeling worthy, feeling good. Yeah, being honest about who I was, coming out, being open, being gay, starting to date. That was a huge turning point for me. Because I realized without changing my life, there was no point changing the way I ate.
Earlier in the show, Justin Bieber told me he had a surprise for me, and so I'm ready for it. Justin, come on out here. What do you have? I know your underwear's back there. Your pants are falling down.
It's because there's mic in my pocket.
That's not why.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes.
All right, what do you have? Sit down. What do you have?
It's really cool. You know how I cut my hair, right?
Yep. Are you gonna fulfill your promise finally? My birthday present? Is it really your hair?
That's really.
It really is?
But there is a perk. basically the perk is I wanted to do something good. I'm giving like pieces of it to different people so that.
So I'm not the only one getting it. I asked for it a long time ago.
I know, but the thing is, we're doing something special. We want you to donate it to whatever charity you want to.
Really? Can I auction this off? If I put it on my website,
you can auction it
you
off.
have to promise me and sign this also. We'll get and it's your hair for sure.
I swear.
That's my doll hair that you tried to give me before.
That's my hair.
All right. So you're gonna sign the box, and it's your hair, and I'm gonna auction this off on our website.
It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, you know, telling me they love me and, you know, just turn their back on you in a second.
Other names seem to follow a similar path. Brycia Gray's sharp career decline and August Alsina's open conversations about emotional harm tied to powerful industry relationships have both been part of that wider online discussion. On their own, people could dismiss those stories as the usual Hollywood pressure. But when they are placed side by side, some viewers say they start to suggest a pattern of proximity, access, and major personal change that voices like Jaguar Wright have been pointing to for years. Ellen's public support of certain lifestyles, along with rumors surrounding her own personal life, only added to the feeling, at least for commenters, that the same pattern kept showing up again and again. And that is what made the whole conversation so hard to ignore. Because once people started lining up these claims, the reaction was no longer just about one person. It turned into a larger debate about influence, access, and the way online audiences read between the lines, when old clips and old names resurfaced together. For some viewers, the concern was never just the rumors themselves, it was the timing, the overlap, and the way so many different stories seemed to circle back to the same public figures. Others pushed back, saying the internet often turns fragments into a full narrative before anything has been verified. But even that pushback did not settle the discussion. It only showed how divided people had become over what was fact, what was speculation, and what was being projected onto the story. That is why each new mention kept getting more attention than the last. The more people talked, the more the original image began to feel less stable, and the more the online conversation shifted toward a bigger question: whether these are separate rumors people are connecting or part of a much wider pattern that has never been fully explained.
I have a ton of love for her.
See, they trying to s him out so he'll feel too embarrassed to file his lawsuit against Diddy for what Will and Diddy did to him. With Jaden and Justin present, that tape exists, that were harmed and corrupted while in his care. Children that grew up to be men. Boys like Bashir Gray. August Alsina. Your own son. Like, your own son. Do people forget about that voice clip that I played from Brother Belial?
Oh, man. I know. So please welcome 3-year-old Mila and her mom, Emily. So you've been wanting to marry Adam for a long time?
Yeah.
He's like your boyfriend?
Yeah.
Have you ever talked to him or anything?
No.
Well, you will. I mean, if he's your boyfriend, at some point you will. How did you know that she was, I mean, obviously you knew that she loved him, but when did you know that she'd react that way?
We were in the grocery store, and I think I said, "Oh, Adam got married," and meltdown. So, okay, no, let's go over here, change the subject, and then I felt really bad, but I told her again, and I filmed it.
You are.
And yeah, so.
But then she got over it really fast, right?
Yeah, we turned on the radio, we started singing, and 3-year-old style.
Yeah.
Moved on.
You just moved on.
But she still loves him.
Yeah, you still love him a whole lot, right?
Yeah.
Do you like him or do you love him?
I love him.
You love him. Oh. Well, if he ever met you, he would love you too. Is he married or he's not married, right, Mila?
Yeah.
He is or he's not? He is married?
Not.
He's not married. Good, okay, because So, but you're gonna marry him?
Yeah.
Okay, good. When do you think you will marry him, and at what age?
I don't know.
You're gonna wait for a little while? Because you're too young now, right? So you think you'll wait till you're like 7 or 8?
The same thread seems to surface in Erika's resurfaced connections too. Candace Owens recently pointed to alleged footage and messages that, according to online discussion, showed Erika in a more personal exchange with a younger woman, including compliments on her beauty, affectionate language, and comments that many viewers felt went beyond simple mentorship. Mentions of trips, gifts, and private moments gave the conversation even more weight, because those details appeared to clash with the disciplined, traditional image Erika later presented. And once people fold in the alleged bloodline claims, the parallel behavior between Erika and Ellen starts to look, to some commenters, less like random choices and more like repeated family patterns playing out in different stages of public life. The reframing of past relationships, the careful shaping of public memory, and the quick embrace of new roles all take on a different meaning when that hidden lineage is placed at the center of the story.
We got involved with King Charity over in China. I'll have more for you on that next week, but take it away, nice.
On February 13th, 2014, Jillian replied to one of Erika's tweets by saying, @Erika Francevy, gorgeous as always. A few hours later, she then tweeted, why did @Erika Francevy just send me this? Laughing emojis. And there is a photo which says, this Valentine's Day, I am going to touch your butt. Jillian posted this tweet on March 6, 2014. So Erika says, let me call you, hold on sweetheart, give me a wow. And then Jillian says, okay, and puts laughing emojis. Erika then says, too, but not from you, lol. Holy laughing emoji. You always make me laugh. I don't bat for the other team just yet. On March 13th, 2014, Jillian shared another screenshot of her text messages with Erika. Erika says, I forgot to tell you, hydrate tonight. No alcohol, and don't eat a lot of salty foods. You don't want to look bloated. Jillian then responds, thank you. Erika says, no alcohol. Really, Erika? Age recognition, you twat waffle. Apparently, I haven't had my coffee yet. What the hell, Erika? Laughing emoji. Well, on that bite, ... note, you Siri, come on, hashtag the struggle. What are you trying to say, laughing emoji? Spit it out, you twat waffle. On the morning of March 26, 2014, Jillian tweeted, I just want to be somebody's woman crush Wednesday. Is that too much to ask? That evening, she then tweets, thank you @Erika Francevy for making my whole week, and she shares this photo, and the photo is of a gnome, and it says, I want to be inside your lady garden.
And one detail seems to change the whole conversation. The DNA markers that are said to connect the Rothstein line to wider Rothschild associations have, according to online speculation, been used by some viewers to explain why both women seemed so comfortable in elite spaces where influence can move through family access instead of public openness. Charlie Kirk built his movement around clear values and authenticity. The way he spoke about Erika suggests he believed the version of her she presented. The disciplined, faithful, conservative image, the woman who appeared to have no hidden past, no distractions, and no complicated backstory. If Erika's background did carry those alleged hidden threads, then the leadership shift after his passing, along with the control over the public narrative, would take on a very different shape. That is why the reaction kept spreading far beyond one clip or one claim. For a lot of people online, this was no longer just about a public image. It was about whether the image itself had been carefully built to hide a much more complicated background. Once that idea took hold, every old post, every resurfaced photo, and every saved message started getting read in a new light. Some commenters said that is exactly how these stories grow, with small details stacking up until the internet starts connecting dots that may or may not belong together. Others push back hard, saying the entire discussion was still built on disputed claims, partial screenshots, and speculation that no one has fully verified. Even so, the conversation did not slow down, because the more people argued about it, the more attention the theory seemed to attract. And that is what makes this moment so sensitive. The public is not just reacting to one person's past, it is questioning who got to shape the version of that past in the first place. When that kind of doubt sets in, the story stops being about a single headline and starts becoming a wider fight over memory, influence, and what was left out on purpose.
What are 3 things that you would say that you look for in someone that you're dating?
I really don't look for anything because I've already found what I'm looking for. Well, I have an amazing girlfriend. She's spectacular.
Is she in politics?
Not really, no.
What can you tell us about her?
She's
What would
beautiful.
you be willing?
She's reverent.
She's a reverend? I didn't know this about her.
She's reverent.
Oh. I was like, wait, this is new. I don't know if we'll want to keep that or not.
Oh, you better keep it. You better keep it.
Okay, she's reverent. So what's an example? What do you mean?
She's prayerful. She believes in God. She's a great person. She believes in other people. She always thinks of other people before herself. She's very fun. And honestly, I'm so blessed to be able to have her in my life.
That is so sweet of you to say. I will say this, Charlie's girlfriend is totally gorgeous. She's so gorgeous.
I'm way over promoted.
Would you like to introduce yourself or should I introduce you? All right, we'll try it again. Hey everybody, welcome to this episode of the Charlie Kirk Show. Joining me is the most special guest.
I was here for 5 years. I never dated here because I saw vicariously through my roommate how terrible it was. Somehow getting drinks was the replacement of having coffee and breakfast. I personally would rather have coffee or brunch with someone than going, I don't drink. I find it unproductive, not because I'm holier than whatever. I just don't operate that way. But I always thought it was very strange how she would go to drinks with one guy and then go to dinner with another. So it goes twofold here. So if you're expecting to marry someone that I was blessed with, like a Charlie, you have to be the type of woman that will attract a Charlie. Are you going to church? Are you going to Bible study?
The internet has split hard over these revelations. Some still defend both women, saying they simply grew beyond their pasts, and the public should not read more into it than that. Others believe there may be a deeper system at work, one that quietly shapes public figures and organizations from the inside. The family obscurity, the erased timelines, the resurfaced personal connections, and the Epstein-adjacent circles all keep circling back to the same uncomfortable theme. One online user wrote about Erika's silence to Candace. "I will never get over the sue me if it's defamation and silence." Another commented, "I feel like Ellen is obsessed with Justin because most of her videos are with him." Someone else added, "We're beyond Bieber. Hollywood used to entertain. Now it destroys everything." If the bloodline claim is real, then a lot of what audiences were shown about Erika's journey may have been carefully framed to leave out the fuller picture. Ellen's path seems to follow a similar pattern, from mainstream TV favorite to someone whose inner circle still leaves people with questions. The patterns are what seem to do the accusing here. How many other public figures may carry hidden lineages that shape their rise and their choices? Why does every new layer of Erika's story seem to force a rewrite of the earlier chapters? And if Candace Owens is right about the Rothschild-Rothstein connection, then what else could still be buried that might help explain the rapid consolidation of power after Charlie's passing? If this story made you look at those old clips, family links, and silence a little differently, like, subscribe, share, and comment your take, and see you on the next one.